I'm Greg,
Hi, I'm Will.
and welcome to our 6th episode of Theme Parks and Patents.
Today we are talking about Primordial at Lagoon.
Which is a new ride that they mostly designed and built in-house. And we've ridden it twice so far.
Yep, it's really fun, but Dad and me get the feeling it might be too advanced for Lagoon.
It's a pretty complicated ride, so hopefully they'll be able to keep up with the maintenance.
Yep, like all the turning and 3D and like the part that drops, all that stuff.
So our question for today is, I don't think they did a patent on it. It could show up. Patents can be kept secret if they're just filed in the U.S., and you also have 18 months from filing that it may not have published. But I don't think, based on Lagoon's history, they only have one patent, and that was for a ride restraint, that they filed a patent on it. So the question we have today is, could they have filed a patent on it since it's their new design? It's an in-house design for a coaster that they did on their own without hiring like a big coaster manufacturer.
And I also feel like if they did file a patent, we could do a real video on this, like Roger Rabbit or Donkey Kong or stuff like that.
So, I mean, if we're discussing where, if they could have done a patent, what you would want to do is talk to the people that worked on it and get their opinions on what they did. But, I mean, just to discuss if it could have a patent, what are the different parts of it? So the actual parts of the ride could be patented, but we don't really know too much about those, except there's guns, right, on the actual ride vehicle.
Part that could actually be patented is the dropper flotation track.
Okay.
And those are basically at the end of Primordial, there are these two tracks that you can go on.
So there's two. I mean, so talk about the ride. Like, what are the parts? So you start in the car that has guns in it, and you go outside and you go up the chain lift, and then there's a little outside roller coaster section, which is pretty standard roller coaster.
Yep.
And then you go inside, and what happens?
So you go inside, it's a little more roller coaster, but then you hit the brakes and you hear some voices, and then you turn to a 3D screen where you can start shooting things.
So then they have like a shooting ride inside, and then all of a sudden it kind of flips you go sideways to shoot, and then you're backwards kind of out of a shooting area, and then they do what I would say is the Guardians of the Galaxy Expedition Everest backwards roller coaster, right?
Yeah.
These are all kind of like a hodgepodge of rides, but what could be new is what we were talking about earlier, is that it puts you in a track divider and has two separate endings.
Yep.
And what are those two separate endings?
It was the owl and the dragon drop tracks I was telling you guys about.
Okay. So one is the dragon, and you fight the dragon with your guns again with 3D screens.
When you fight the dragon, it's helping you fight.
Okay. I think you actually fight the dragon is the steer, because they've been taken over by the evil spirits.
I don't know. Wait, do they say that in the pre-show?
I think so. And so out of the dragon, it's a straight drop down, and then you're back. You see screens with your score and a picture of you, and then you're back in the load station.
And there are the two warriors that tell you great job. If you get the dragon track that just drops down like Hagrid's, the little lizard guy tells you good job. If you get the owl trap that kind of floats down like Gringotts, the fox guy tells you good job.
Okay. So then there's the dragon track, and then there's the second option where you can go the owl track, and that does like what we think is more like a Gringotts bank, kind of tilts you down and then throws you down a really steep inclined hill as opposed to a straight drop. So as far as patenting, the only things that kind of come to my mind on it, without actually talking to the people that made it, is that if somehow the 3D shooting was something new, or the guns, but I'm assuming they kind of sourced that all somewhere out of known technology. But what you could technically patent, maybe, just in ride characteristics or the ride system, is the ability to go to like an A or B switch, and you have two different endings with two different, roller coaster elements. So like a straight drop or an incline drop. It'd be interesting, it would be a harder patent to do, but if someone came to you and said, I need to have a patent on this, that is something you could do, and it'd probably be a little tough to get. But it also, from a marketing standpoint, Lagoon could say, this is a brand new ride. We designed it in house and it's patented or patent pending. So it's kind of could be a marketing thing as well for them that they designed this and patent it. But that would be, just based off what we know, that would be my thoughts on, could they get a patent, or should they have gotten one? Anything else, Will?
No, that's all I have to say.
Okay. So that's all we had on this one. It's a little, we don't have a patent to look at. We're just kind of speculating if they
Yep.
could have filed a patent. It's possible they still did, and we just haven't seen it yet because it just opened last Friday, and so they technically could still file a patent on it, I believe, in the U.S. because you have a year from your first public disclosure, just depending on who they've shown and who they've talked to. But
Mhm.
anyway, those are our ideas on it. Um, Thanks again for watching. Please like our videos, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, really help us out.
Have a wonderful day.